Have you ever heard of WINDOT, Michigan? Don't worry, most people haven't. Today, we're cracking open a time capsule and stepping back to 1968 to uncover the untold story of this forgotten town, a place that once thrived, deeply connected to the heart of the American auto industry, but has since faded from memory. So, what was life really like in WINDOT, Michigan, back in '68? Let's find out. Imagine a small, bustling town, just a stone's throw from the industrial might of Detroit. The air hums not just with the sound of local life, but with the ambition of the American dream. WINDOT wasn't just a place on a map. It was a community built around one major employer, the Karmazin Products Corporation. If you drove a Ford in the late '60s, there's a good chance a key part of your car came from this very town. The Karmazin plant was the lifeblood of WINDOT. It specialized in manufacturing radiators and air conditioning condensers, essential components for the booming auto industry. The factory was a major supplier to the Ford Motor Company, which in 1968 was churning out iconic cars like the Mustang and the F-Series trucks. For the families in WINDOT, a job at Karmazin meant stability. It meant a good wage, a home, and the ability to provide for your children. Life revolved around the factory's whistle. Shifts changed. Fathers and mothers came home smelling of metal and oil, and the town's prosperity was directly tied to the number of cars rolling off Ford's assembly lines. Life in 1968 WINDOT felt like a snapshot of classic Americana. Kids rode their bikes down quiet suburban streets until the streetlights came on. Families gathered for backyard barbecues on weekends. The local high school football games were the biggest event in town. The radio played hits from the Beatles, the Supremes, and Jimi Hendrix, providing the soundtrack to a generation. It was a time of change across America, but in the bubble of WINDOT, the focus was on hard work, family, and community. The promise of a job at the plant after graduation was a common path for many young men. But why is WINDOT a forgotten town today? The story is a familiar one in the American Rust Belt. As the auto industry evolved, so did its needs. The relationship between giants like Ford and smaller suppliers like Karmazin began to shift. Economic pressures, technological advancements, and the globalization of manufacturing started to change the landscape. The very thing that gave WINDOT its life, its dependence on a single industry and a single major company, also made it incredibly vulnerable. Over the following decades, the demand for the specific parts made in WINDOT waned. The Karmazin plant, once the town's vibrant heart, faced cutbacks and eventually closure. Without its main employer, the economic engine of WINDOT sputtered and died. Families had to move away to find new work. Businesses that catered to the factory workers closed their doors. The bustling streets grew quiet. The town that was once a proud gear in the great American automotive machine slowly began to disappear, not just from the landscape, but from the maps and memories of the wider world. Today, there are few traces left of the WINDOT that existed in 1968, but its story is a powerful reminder of the countless small towns that helped build this country. They were places filled with hard-working people, whose lives were intertwined with the fortunes of industry. WINDOT, Michigan, may be forgotten, but the legacy of its people and their contribution to a pivotal era in American history deserves to be remembered. It's a story of prosperity, community, and the harsh realities of economic change. Thank you for joining me on this journey back in time to WINDOT. What forgotten towns or stories do you think we should explore next? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more untold histories. See you next time.